Bussin' guys. Taylor is dressed as a hot dog.
What are you laughing at?
No, nothing.
He said bussin' guys, followed it with a laugh. Maybe it's the hot dog. But
Does he not respect us in the workplace?
Taylor Poupon. Anyway, all morning long he's got the different costumes, which I like. But anyway, every week you guys say someone's a fraud. That seems to be a term that you like using.
It's more will, but yes.
So we're going to do fraud, fraudier, and fraudiest.
Bums.
So the fraud is the third biggest fraud. Give me the third biggest fraud team in the entire
Right, this is
NFL.
like Cold Stone Creamery, like it, love it, gotta have it, with a reverse bad. My first fraud is going to have to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. We talk about generational talents all the time on this show. I am of the opinion Trevor Lawrence is not a generational quarterback. He's 26-41 in his career, and he's never thrown for more than 25 touchdowns. Gentlemen?
This team started so well, and I think we had these thoughts, and all of a sudden it's just gone the opposite direction. I mean, Dan, what are I don't even know the Colts have left them in their dust.
I would disagree, fraud. This is what this team needs, though. Consistency from Trevor Lawrence and the pass catchers. There's been highs, too many lows, specifically when this offense and pass game faces zone defense. It's a very bad pass game. Man, they crush. Zone, they have to figure out ways to be better against zone cap coverage.
They look like they're running the lines on the paper, and that's offensively. It looks like they're all individually being tasked with something, but it doesn't come together because they're a young group, collectively talented, but they're not they're not gelling as an offense where the plays make sense.
Jaguars frauds?
I hate going all the way to fraud because I like them early in the season.
But this is the third tier fraud.
Since the massive win, 31-28 over the Chiefs, they've only put up a combined 19 points. They're bottom of the league in generating pressure, getting to the quarterback. And with the drops, too, like they lead the league in the NFL with 22 drop passes.
Again.
A hot fraud. They're on the alert. But, you know,
They're on the alert.
Alert fraud.
Alert fraud.
That game in London was ridiculous. They should be so comfortable there. They play in London every single year. They went there and didn't compete at all with the Rams. I'm with you on fraud. Okay, even fraudier. Who's the next? Who's an even bigger fraud?
Something that's really starting to burn my buns right now. That's the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, he's fantastic in the first quarter. He's throwing over 70% completion. And he into the second, third, and fourth quarter, and he's down in the 50s. Ben Johnson loves a quarterback that plays on time, that takes his drop back, hitches, and throws. And the defense, they look good because they're opportunistic, but statistically, they're not a great defense.
So he's questioning Caleb Williams. Let's be frank for a moment here.
Nice.
I like that.
Dan, what are you seeing from Caleb right now?
The same issues that have plagued him since college.
Ooh.
I said wait till November till we made an evaluation on Caleb, okay? We're just about there.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams has as many games where he's held the ball for an average of 3 or more seconds this year than Jared Goff had in 3 seasons with Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams has 6 this year games where his average time to throw is over 3 seconds. We're playing too slow still. And I wanted to give him a grace period. Wait till November. Dude, it still hasn't gotten better.
He's 24 games into his career. And listen, I was critical of putting Caleb in this elite tier before he even got going. But look at all the quarterbacks that are doing well. To your point, you got to give him time. Yeah, it's going to be rough at times. I'm still encouraged by what I see from Caleb Williams. It's going to be a slow process.
You're encouraged in regards to what?
He's 7 games into a new offensive coordinator. He still has a bunch of talent. He still looks better this year than he did a year ago. And it's going to take time.
Drake May is 7 games into a new offensive
Everybody develops at a different rate. I am not completely out 24 games into Caleb.
I'm discouraged, and the question really is he getting better or has the offense improved?
Dan's going to have a tape in our second hour today over a little more on Caleb. Bears a fraud?
Yeah, I would say Bears are fraud. Danny O, we were talking about the takeaways last week, how opportunistic this team has been, but they're 25th in points, they're 25th in yards. They are masked. The way that they are picking the ball up, creating turnovers, it's masking a bad defense because they are bottom 7 in about every category.
Okay, Taylor, you're on a roll.
Thank you.
Let's go to the biggest one. That was a pun.
That was because the hot dogs.
The biggest fraud, the fraudiest.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest fraud?
Fraud vigilante.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. This one might be personal a little bit, but those Pittsburgh Steelers, man, I picked them to win the AFC North this year. Aaron Rodgers, I thought if we were going to be let down by the Steelers, it would have been because of Aaron Rodgers. He's too old. He's too slow. He's not durable anymore. But my God, that defense. $179 million, Will?
$179 million. Second oldest defense in the league, too. It might be time to get behind the shed, take him behind the shed.
Old Yeller.
Over the last couple games, 924 yards, 68 points. This is a fraud. This is the fraudiest team.
How do you take him serious?
I'm trying as hard as I can.
I'm a real journalist. Okay?
Yeah. I got issues with their defense, absolutely.
I mean,
and this is a bad
massive
matchup. This is a bad matchup this coming game against Indianapolis. They do not match up. Pittsburgh defensively will not and does not match up well against Indy's offense.
Let's talk about that game, okay? If the Steelers needed a get-right game, playing the Colts is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen to them. The Colts have been far and away the best offense in the NFL this season, leading the league in total yards at 385 per game, which could spell big trouble for a Steelers team that ranks 30th on defense in yards allowed per game at 386. So it is strength on weakness. It is a terrible matchup. Pick up that thought and run with it.
Indy's offense is the second hardest offense in the AFC to match up against, just people-wise. We'll put Kansas City at first. But when it comes to people, and I don't care defensively if you're going to play a zone defense versus them or a man defense versus them. Like, who do you have or who do you want near them that you trust? Number one, I'll start with, like, their big kind of bodies on the perimeter and then their slot receiver. Josh Downs is as quick and as sudden, as twitchy as anybody in the NFL. So who do you trust to kind of be near him to cover that space in the middle of the field? The second thing is their rookie tight end, Tyler Warren. Once again, he's big, he's strong, he's got massive, strong hands. Who do you want near him when it comes to just making plays on the football from a defensive perspective? Michael Pittman Jr., not the fastest receiver in the NFL, but once again, you're challenged with a big, strong, physical receiver that makes these contested catches. Who do you trust to be in space with them? You know what receiver leads the NFL in yards per catch? Alec Pierce does. And he is a 6'4", strong, long athlete that makes, again, these contested catches down the field. And so when it comes to just matching up against at least their perimeter players offensively in Indy, they're as hard to match up with just people-wise as anybody in that conference.
Look, the bottom line of it is this. The NFL schedule makers do an unbelievable job, but they didn't see the Colts coming. And by that, I mean they've not been in any of the big primetime windows, any of the big, that 425 game. I feel like people haven't seen a lot of the Colts right now. So I think it's great that you do a tape like that so people are learning. Yeah, they know that Daniel Jones is having a good year.
Alec Pierce leads the NFL in yards per catch.
Underline that like 4 times. That's the point that I'm making. And then you've got Jonathan Taylor having an MVP caliber season. The team is legit, yes?
The team is more than legit. They have so much talent. More importantly, they are well coached. Because you're seeing a version of Daniel Jones that we have never seen. Yes, he's played good at times, but it is a stark contrast between where he was a year ago with the Giants and where he is now with the Colts. And for me, it begs the question, why couldn't we get this out of him in Dayball with the Giants? There is something to be said there because the way they're running this offense, how definitive, how confident Daniel Jones is playing, he knows where his outlet's going to be, when and where, and also he's playing horizontally, he's reading through progression. He's the version of Daniel Jones that you hoped for when he was drafted top 10 in the first place. That should be taken into account. He is with coaching that is getting the most talent out of him. And it's not like Sam Darnold, where he's gone from this track to that track. He's had reps. He's had adversity. A year ago today, he was the Giants' starting quarterback.
That's actually an interesting take. As a general, go ahead.
To me, it's an indictment of how difficult it is to play in the New York metropolitan area. We have Sam Darnold thriving in Seattle. In New York, he was seeing ghosts and couldn't make it here. In New York, Daniel Jones, the Giants couldn't wait to give up on him, released him outright. He signs with Minnesota. And all of a sudden, all these other teams are interested in Daniel Jones. The Vikings want him. There were other teams that wanted him. Trust me on this. And the Colts wanted him. And the Colts have turned him into a certifiable MVP candidate while Sam Darnold is thriving in Seattle. I think it's as much an indictment on how difficult it is to play quarterback in this market.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline is how different the roster makeup was for Daniel Jones in New York than it has been in Indianapolis. I just went on a wax poetic of how talented Indy is. New York never had anything remotely close to that. Daniel Jones, that year they went to the playoffs, the first year for Brian Daboll, it was the best that we had seen him play outside of this year. So Brian Daboll got him performing at a decently high level. But I really believe a lot of quarterbacks that can play point guard, which is what Daniel's doing, would be playing at a pretty darn high level in Indy.
And I think you're right how talented they are, Dan. But coming into the season, we wouldn't have said it at that level.
Shot.
They're a coach and they're playing well together, which is why we can see their talent. how can that not also be the case when he's a quarterback somewhere else?
I will give you this. Daniel has played in one specific area differently and better than he has this year than ever before, and that's under pressure. He has always been bad under pressure. Go back to college. It's always been his flaw. He's been unbelievable under pressure this year.
Hey, I'll say this to you. The Colts might have the coach of the year in Shane Steichen, the offensive player of the year in Daniel Jones, the MVP in Jonathan Taylor, the rookie of the year in Tyler Warren.
So reverse them, you're saying. Give the MVP to the running back and the offensive player of the year to the quarterback. I see you're always a step ahead of everybody. That's why he's chefing. More or less is our next game. Danny, presented by ESPN Sportsbook. We got Ravens, Dolphins tonight. The number on Lamar Jackson, who will be back, 272.5. Combined passing and rushing. Lamar, what do we think?
Yeah, I'm going to say more. Finally healthy. Lamar Jackson is absolutely spectacular. When he's healthy and this offense is whole, he puts up historically great numbers. And I expect that from Lamar tonight. This is a defense in Miami that played better last week, but it still is a weak unit. Lamar should have a big night.
How about the other side? 1.5 touchdown passes, Tua.
Yeah, I'm going to say more. What I saw from Tua last week, it looked like freaking Tua, man. Like, cut the ball loose. Trust what your eyes are telling you. When you see that window, rip it. He made some plays with his feet down in the red zone, and just that timing element of their offense was back. I liked what I saw from Tua. I want to see it another week in a row. I'm going to say more.
And then Rex said last week they need to dehydrate Derrick Henry. 90.5 rushing yards is his number for tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, once again, I'm going to say more. I mentioned Miami's defense. It has not been a good unit this year. I was encouraged with the style, the way that they played last week. I also think having Patrick Ricard back tonight for the Baltimore Ravens, that matters in their run game. I'm going to say more for Derrick Henry.
Over, says Dan, on Lamar, on Tua, and on the King. If you like those plays, they're a parlay on the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Look for the more or less featured parlay on the homepage and in the parlay line.